Hi everyone. Over the last year, OCR has quietly become one of the biggest behind-the-scenes trends in business automation. More and more firms, especially in finance, operations, and logistics, are trying to turn messy PDFs into clean, structured data so humans can stop doing copy-paste work all day. But here's the catch. Most OCR systems still fall apart the second you give them the real-world documents. Skewed scans, stamps, handwritten notes, and the thing that breaks everything: tables. So today, we're doing part 2 of my Mistral OCR series because my last video on the previous model ended up being one of the most popular on this channel, and Mistral just dropped Mistral OCR-3, which is a pretty serious jump. So here is why this matters. Mistral claims a 74% overall win rate versus OCR-2 on real-world stuff like forms, scanned documents, complex tables, and handwriting, aka the exact documents that usually break the pipeline. In this video, I'll walk you step by step through connecting OCR-3 via API, and we'll test it on an image, a saved PDF, and scanned PDF in practice, not just in a demo. So let's dive in. So Mistral OCR was actually released on 25th of December last year, so basically that's about like a couple weeks ago. But I guess it didn't get nearly enough attention because, as you can see here, there's a great example of basically a handwritten letter sent, and this model basically identifies all the text being written on the letter, which is quite specific, I should say. It would be even hard for me to identify it. But of course, that's kind of a public demo, so we're gonna test it on our own invoices to see if it can identify my personal handwriting and see how it actually works. So here is basically the blog post they've posted on OCR-3 and how it deals with the tables, and it handles those perfectly, which I love because tables were recently a big issue. But what I like about this one the most is basically it outperforms all the other models on language benchmarks as well as across different data sets. So this is really kind of a top-notch model that you might actually need to try for your business if you have some processes where OCR is actually needed, or where humans actually do copy pasting stuff from different handwritten invoices, etc. This is exactly what you should really try. So for this scenario, I'm going to be using 3 examples. So first of all, I've actually generated this basic AI image. Here what we can see is a delivery note, 3 items, and I want my AI assistant to actually extract all the information from this guy. So that's going to be one. The second one is going to be a delivery note. So this is a document that I basically printed out, and then I entered my own handwritten notes here. So I entered my name, the vehicle plate number, I added some notes, and let's see if AI can also read the scanned document with handwritten notes in it. And the last one that we're going to use is basically the standard invoice, because standard invoice is usually the invoice that is prepared in Word or Excel and that is saved as PDF. So here the difference is I can actually extract the information straight away, and I guess it should handle this one perfectly. But there is a problem with this one because you can't really extract the information from this one. So since this is a scanned PDF, I can't select the text here because it's basically an image. And for this example, I'm going to be using the Drive, Google Drive, and I'm going to download a file. So now I'm going to go and find a particular file that we're going to be using. And I guess the first one that we have is delivery note 2. So let's execute this one and get this file straight away. All right, so we got the file. As you can see here, we got the data and we got a view. So first of all, we're going to get this file. And if we want to use Mistral OCR-3 model, we can go to API documents. And here I can find this model that was previously added. And as you can see here, we got an endpoint for OCR. So document-ocr, we can click to OCR processor, and it sort of explains what are the key features of the OCR you can do and how you can OCR your documents. So if you go to API endpoints, and if you find the OCR model here, it will tell you, you can select curl, it will tell you exactly how you can use the OCR model. But for this particular example here, you need a specific file ID. And if you don't have that file ID, you have to use either a public URL, a link, but if you don't have one, you can use Mistral Cloud to upload your file to the Mistral Cloud and retrieve a specific link that you can use later on. And this is exactly what we're gonna do now. So in order to do that, we have to go to documents, and here we may find actually the document AI, and it will tell us exactly how we can OCR with the PDF URL that was basically the same as it was before. But if we don't have a URL, we can OCR with an uploaded PDF, and it basically tells us what we need to do. So here is the code that we need to do. So I'm going to copy paste this one. I'm going to get back to n8n, and then I'm going to search for HTTP request. So that I don't need to fill in those fields myself, I'm going to import the ready curl that was provided for us. So here, as you can see, it asks us for authorization, and for authorization, it asks us for the Mistral API key. So in order to find the Mistral API key, you actually have to go to admin.mistral.ai, you go to your organization and API keys. And here, once you're logged in into your account, you will find the API keys here. You have to basically create a new API key. So you can go and say, this would be Mistral OCR-3, and you will select a workspace and you'll create a new key. So once you have a new key, you have to copy paste that key into your place right in here. As we're going to be using this HTTP request node with Mistral API several times, because first of all, we will need to upload a file, then we need to extract the URL and then do the OCR. I'm going to be using the authentication through generic credential type so that I can create it once and reuse it later on, not to copy paste the API key all the time. So I'll go generic credential type. And as we can find through our curl here, that the authorization comes through the headers. So we can go header authorization. And here we can select the specific authorization. If you don't have one, you go here and it asks you for the name. So the name in our case is going to be authorization, and the value will be bearer space. So basically you do the same here, bearer space, and then you insert the API key that we just created from here. So once we do this and save it, it will be saved and can be reused for later examples. And I have it already here, so I'm gonna just use this one right in here. So we've got this one, and we don't need any header parameters anymore actually. So we don't need to send headers because there is only one header to be sent. And then we send the data, and this was set for us already. So the purpose is OCR, and then the binary file that we're going to be sending, we have to input the name of that file. So the name of that file is exactly the name that we have right in here. So I'm just going to go and execute the step. And as we can see, the file was uploaded. So let me rename this. So upload file to Mistral Cloud. Okay, so the second thing we need to do is basically, let's take a look. We can retrieve that file, but we don't actually need that file because we already downloaded this file and we know what's in the file. We have to get the signed URL. That's the second thing we need to do, because later on to use the OCR, we actually have to pass the URL that we don't have. So now, as we have uploaded the file, we can use the signed URL. I'm going to copy paste this one. I'm going to back in here. I'm going to go with HTTP requests once again. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to import this as I did it before. The only difference now is we actually have a header right in here. So I don't need that header here, but I can go and use the header authentication that we already pre-created in the previous node, right? Then we have another query parameter added here, expiry 24. Basically, this link that will be created, it will expire in 24 hours. So if you don't want it, you can actually avoid using expiry variable, but I think it even comes by default. So that you don't have plenty of links and they're not stored in this data, you can basically use this variable, this query right in here. All right, the only difference here now is that we've got the files and we have to change this ID that we have right in here. So now instead of, this guy, so ID right in here. So instead of this ID, I'm gonna go and set this to expression, and between those slashes, I'm gonna place the ID of the file that we have. So let's just execute the step and see if we get any results. So now we've got this URL, and if I open a new tab, I'm going to insert this URL. It will automatically download the file for me. So now we have the signed URL set here. So the only difference, I'm gonna get a signed URL. Let's name this node so it is cleared for us. So once we have the URL, we can do the OCR. So let me go with HTTP request once again. And now let me get back to this one. So now we can get OCR results because we have this signed URL. And then I'm gonna import curl once again. For the authentication, I'm gonna use the header authentication for the Mistral once again, and I don't need to send headers anymore because the header is already here. And then we're sending the body that looks like this. Well, there are two differences. So first of all is signed URL. So instead of the signed URL here, we're gonna be using the newly created URL that we just have created. As for the table format, we can leave it or we can avoid it as we want. That's not mandatory. But what is important here, it actually uses the Mistral OCR latest model. And I'm not sure this is exactly the model that we want to use. So let's actually go and check if this is the name of our latest OCR-3 model. So let me go to Mistral docs. In here, I can find actually OCR-3. And basically here I can see the actual name, how the model is tagged within the API documentation. So instead of Mistral OCR latest, I would go with Mistral OCR-2512. So this would be the right model to use. So now I'm going to execute the step and see if I get any meaningful result. Okay, I'm got actually the JSON of this one. Okay, I got a JSON of this. If you wanted to have it as a separate document, you can leave it. I actually want to parse JSON, so let me do the following. So for the response format, let's actually delete this one and let's run it again, so that it doesn't create as a separate file, but it actually left in here as the document. Okay, so now as you can see here, we've got the Markdown, and the Markdown is exactly what we need, because here you will see all the data that was extracted from this delivery node that we have. All right, so let's rename this OCR the document. OCR the document. So now what we actually got is a Markdown is a bunch of different tags. So now, so that this text is not just a random text, we're going to be using another module, which is information extractor. So here we pass the text, and here we get a couple of options. So first of all, if you go from attribute descriptions, you can basically add specific variables you want to extract from this text. Or if this is the standard of your invoice or delivery node that actually looks like this, you basically, for each sample document, you have to create the information you're going to be looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to ChatGPT. I would even put an instant response. I will upload the invoice that we just downloaded, and I will ask it to create me a JSON schema to extract information from this delivery node. I guess that's even enough. So pretty simple prompt, and basically I would use an instant model not to waste time, and we'll get it straight away. So let's see what we got. And again, I'm using ChatGPT for this because I'm too lazy to write it myself. I mean, you of course can go and write it, but why would you need to do so if you can ask AI to do that, right? So let's actually see what we got here. And once we have the JSON schema finished, we're gonna import that schema into the information extractor module here. So I have it here. I'm not going to be specifying each variable myself. I'm going to go define using JSON schema. Then I'm going to select all and just paste in the new schema. And let's just basically see what we got from it. So model subnode must be connected and enabled. So, okay, so here we have to select a specific model. So let me go with OpenAI model, and let's use 4.1 mini. I guess that should be just enough. And let's run this module again and see if we get any meaningful information using our newly created JSON schema. All right, so here it looks like we got all the information, the company name, address, USA, delivery node, everything. The only difference, we even got the damage details to box crash, because this information was sort of written by text. But what we don't get here is the items. And this is because when we set this module to extract tables specifically, so we have table format as HTML, it will have an additional line in here. So all the tables will be provided right in here. All the text will be here. If you want this one to be included into our result right in here, you have to add this content here. So let's actually execute and see how this one works, and if we get the line items. And then you have also an option to not use this table parameter. And basically, if you're not going to be using it, it will extract all the text as a simple markdown. And I will show you how it actually looks. So now we got the items array, and here we got each item basically specified, which is exactly what we need. But what we could also do instead, if we don't want to use specific tables or we don't have tables, we can erase this guy. And once we execute, all the text that was in the table format right in here, as you can see, we don't have tables here, but we have all the tables added back to the markdown of the text. And then here, of course, I don't need to be using this one anymore. I'm going to be using just the markdown of the text that we have, and it should be able to extract all the information according to our JSON schema created. So let's actually take a look. All right, so now pretty much we have the same thing, but the difference is that here all the information is added as just simple markdown. Well, if you in your invoice have different tables, more tables that we want to use, you might use the table format equal to HTML and separate the two, because it will allow for more precise split what kind of table you're looking at. Because here, as you can see, you're pretty much looking at the raw text that AI tries to read and sort of understands what's inside. So let's actually test this one more with the scanned PDF. And what I actually, while I was doing this, what I noticed is if I open it in my Google Drive, actually Gemini asks me to extract the information from this receipt. And if I go and press on this one, actually what I found is that there is inbuilt OCR into Gemini app within your workspace. And basically, as you can see here, I get pretty much everything I need here, the address, the name, etc. from that invoice. It even reads the notes for me. It might not actually read what I've written here as the driver name, I guess, but other than that, it's a pretty good one. I mean, the cool part is it's inbuilt, but we want to use not the Gemini OCR, we actually want to use the Mistral OCR. So for this particular example, I'm going to save this one and I'm going to go back in here. So here I have exactly the same process. The only difference here is I'm going to use delivery node 3, and for the information extractor, I'm going to use a little bit different JSON schema to extract different information, because previously we had a delivery node that needed just these kind of line items, and basically for each document or for your CRM, you might need specific fields in the delivery node to search for. So basically you will have your JSON schema created for your particular document. In my case, the documents were a little bit different, so I tailored what kind of information I want to extract, because I wanted to check if it can extract all the information from the documents. So if I'm going to save it and I'm going to execute the workflow, we're going to check if we extract all the information from it. In the second example that we have, we get a delivery node, which has all the different types of information. But more importantly, I want to see if this scanned PDF, which is basically sort of an image where I've written my name, the plate number, and again, my handwriting is probably not the best, if it can read all that information and incorporate into the file. So let's see that. We've got all the information about the company. We got the line items, but I'm really interested in this one. So as for the driver receiver, it says Maksims. Well, while in fact, I'm not sure if you can read it, but I definitely can read it well myself. So sorry for this one. Let me close all that. It's actually says M-A-K-S-I-M-S, Maksims. As for the vehicle plate number, it is MR8673. Yes, it's a very small font. It's hard to read and it's not perfect. And this is exactly why I wanted to test that. So here it got MR8. So instead of 0, it's actually 6, and I guess it's pretty clearly written 6 here, although, I mean, it's a very small number here. And here, instead of 4, I actually have 7. So it didn't perfectly read the numbers that are quite questionable. Well, although it actually read MR for my name, it placed dots for whatever reason and missed the K letter. And for the text, one box crash left a DC photo taken. This was perfectly read from here. So I guess that text that is kind of visible and big is just fine, but when you have a small font, it's a little bit struggles with this one. That was with the scanned PDF. And the last example that I wanted to test it on was saved PDF. So this was a Word document that was originally created and it was saved as PDF. So let's see if Mistral OCR can do this perfectly. So let me move it right in here and let me test it. So from this one, we have to basically extract the information that we have, the total amount to pay. There are a lot of totals. So let's see what we got and see if we get all the information. Right, so we got the issuing date. And by the way, in this example, I basically specified specific fields I need to extract from that document. So I didn't use any JSON schemas. I just manually went and told what exactly I'm looking at. So we got the VAT, we got total amount to pay, we got pay due, we got the line item services. I guess we got everything we need. We got the address for the issuer and receiver. Yeah, I think we got everything and it's exactly correct. As for the OCR2, I guess it was able to extract all that information, but I remember it was actually struggling it. So when I tested it like 10 times, like a couple of times from those 10 times, it was able to struggle to extract what was the total amount to pay, what was the total euro, what was VAT and stuff like that. So it mixed those kind of line items. But other than that, was pretty much like 95% was fine. So here I don't see literally any mistakes and I've checked that. So that's exactly correct. I think that's what we got for you. I guess Mistral OCR-3 is a perfect model for reading any invoices, documents, contracts, delivery notes. And this is another move to move from the manual type of work that humans actually do to automated stuff. And I do believe people start using it. All right, so now you've seen the full setup, the API connection, what Mistral OCR does on delivery notes, and a real invoice. If you're thinking about rolling OCR out in a company setting, this is the real win. Getting results that are consistent enough to build rules around and stable enough that you're not constantly fixing edge cases after every new supplier PDF. If this video helped you, please hit like, subscribe button, and check out part 1 if you haven't yet. And tell me in the comments below what you are actually trying to automate. whether it's invoices, delivery notes, maybe contracts or onboarding docs, because I'm planning the next videos based on what you guys are actually dealing with. My name is Max, and I'll see you in the next one.